And hello everyone. Today I'm here with amazing Gabriel from Atomic Digital Design. Hi.
Hey, hi Jana. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure of us, and it's another episode of Augmenting the Market. So today we're talking with amazing, like the co-founder, one of the co-founders of amazing AR agency. So we will know all of this stuff about how the market works and all of that. But the first question I have to ask, obviously, as you know, Atomic Digital Design is one of the most recognizable agencies, AR agencies that are on the market right now. But there are always a couple of, beginning stages and all of that. So please, could you tell us about the beginnings of your company?
Yeah. So Atomic was created in 2012 with by Antoine Vu and I. So it's my co-founder. We met at school, and then we decided to move in the entrepreneurship lifestyle.
Okay. Kind of a change from a school, obviously.
Yeah, and at the time, we combined CG animation and video games expertise to help brands create better marketing experiences. So it wasn't about AR at the very beginning, and we got started with AR by developing games apps. It was always been a very exciting technology for our team, but back in the days, it was for very small parts of the project and just for prototyping. Um, and then about five years ago, we met with Snap after making a cooking tutorial with their technology. And they were impressed because at that time, Snap was known for making mostly face lenses. And
The dog face, obviously, the dog face.
yeah, and as a more like an app company or games company, we decide to work with the back camera and exclude the user of the experience to show another aspect of AR that can be used for educational content, kind of a tutorial. So it was mainly the idea. And Snap asked us if we were interested in becoming creative partners. And since then, we have focused our attention entirely on an AR project.
But why did you decide to stick to AR? Because, you told the story, obviously, it's amazing and wonderful how you decided, to manage, actually, to get to Snap and be like the partner and all of that. But why did you decide to stick to AR? As you said, the beginnings were not about all of this. So what is so special about it?
Yeah. To understand that, we have to come back 5 years ago, because we were mostly specialized in motion design and apps development, but both markets were highly competitive, and they were losing traction at that time. And so motion design was disrupted by all the freelancer economy that comes and propose the service as well. And apps development, it was something very, very complex, because not every company wanted to invest in that, because there was like a low retention rate and have like not that much download at the end. And so it was a big invest for not a huge return of investment. So at the end, we were kind of trapped. We need to find something else to a new approach to gather all the knowledge of our team around something new. And we experienced VR as well. But our feeling wasn't for this tech, which has a lot of qualities. But we wanted to work with a technology that connects people to the reality and not isolate them from the real world. And that's where our belief of a real world metaverse starts.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so basically powered by AR technology. So then we decided to try Snap and Insta AR tech, which was at that time the good compromise between building an app or just pushing your content on social media. And social media became bigger and bigger, and we learned that brands invested more and more in these spaces. So it was a good opportunity for a company to grow in this field.
Yeah, I think it's very important that you said that AR actually connects the real real time, like people basically in real life with something absolutely different in the digital world, basically, because VR, you have to have a set for it, and with the AR, you can use it everywhere, and it's so easy and so cool because of this, that it's just so accessible.
Yeah, but the thing that we did not anticipate at the time,
Of course.
was that it would become a communication format, like an ads format by itself. And
Yeah.
today, all the brands want to use AR to connect with their customer in the new way, and technologies like Snap Lens Marker or Lightship by Acewall allows us to anchor AR content to a specific location, and meaning AR will slowly merge with our physical realities. That
Mm-hmm.
something pretty interesting, and the possibilities for entertainment and culture and arts and will be endless.
So it's like
So
amazing how fast the AR section is growing and etc. But like I think it's very hard for, maybe it's not, but for me, I think it's hard when there are a lot of agencies as well running for the same market, the same project, the same goal. So I was wondering, like, what's your secret weapon as an agency? What differs you from the rest of the teams on the market?
so first, we are really specialized in AR. So the digital marketing agencies, they are more global, and
Mm-hmm.
we help them to include AR to their strategy. So we are not really competitors for that. But if we have to compare with other AR agencies, maybe our secret weapon, I don't know, but maybe our processes are different. We have developed
Mm.
internal methodologies to build AR and to help brands embracing this new ads format. We take qualitative time in client guidance and support, and we are pushing our production process to build AR at scale. And
Mm.
that is the kind of challenge we address. Atomic is a production powerhouse, and today
Mm.
they are capable of delivering 300 experiences a year, and
Oh,
we plan.
wow.
So I feel this is kind of a difference that is important, not a secret weapon, but a different way of addressing the AR world right now.
So you're basically like going through the client. So you're just thinking about what they want and what the users of this product, or the offering has to experience and want to experience.
Yeah, totally. And we work with hundreds of brands and from various industries and the big luxury fashion brands like Hermes, Dior, Gucci, or Cartier.
Mhm.
We worked with beauty brands like NYX and Lancome, L'Oreal. The entertainment, we run the concert of French duo PNL, which is a rap band, DJ Snake as well, and yeah, it's so AR at scale. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, Give us the opportunity to address all these different field of application.
And you just mentioned so many like worldwide brands, and everyone knows them obviously. But which project, like in your opinion, was the best out of all of us, out of all of the others? Which standed
Yeah,
out the most?
yeah. I think it's not easy to make a choice because it's when you do like 300 projects a year, yeah, it's complex, but
It's
there is
incredibly hard to choose, I
yeah.
know.
But I remember one for us that there was a real breakthrough with the Adidas unboxing project. It was for the super court sneakers, and we created a cool dancing shoe choreography using a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different production techniques such as motion capture or 3D scanning. And back in the day, these techniques were mostly used in the cinema or media industries and never really incorporated with this way into an
Mm-hmm.
AR production. So that was the moment we realized that AR project could be placed at the same level of complexity as any other media production.
Mm-hmm.
And so this project was represent that symbol of okay, AR is big, we can do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff with AR. We worked a lot with Lacoste in
Mm-hmm.
France, and we augment their new flagship in the Champs-Élysées, and the Lacoste Arena project. We were able to bend the rules of physicality by augmenting
Mm-hmm.
a 10 feet high wall. So it's pretty interesting to do that,
Wow.
and making a hyper realistic crocodile appear in the entrance of the brand flagship. So this is that kind of project that are very interesting, Last summer, we during the Cannes Lions Festival, we collaborate with Snap and Vogue to augment
Mm-hmm.
showrooms that display renowned fashion designers' pieces. Layering AR content to these fashion pieces was a great way to contextualize the object and giving the user another layer of experience. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel
Yeah, I
like
remember. Yeah, I remember you were talking. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I remember about when Lacoste just arrived. I was having so much fun playing with the crocodile. It was like all over
yeah,
the floor. I couldn't stop because it was so realistic, and I wasn't obviously scared of it because AR and all of that stuff. And then I saw the your Vogue collaboration with Snap, and the only thing I could think about was that I want to be there to actually test it in real life. That was the
yeah.
only thing. I was talking about this for weeks because it was so amazing. So definitely those experiences, like even for me, were really memorable. And in fact, like it's good to know that for you also, guys, it was something very special. It wasn't like, a mundane thing or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, and I feel this is the new way of experiencing AR. You have to, so you can do a lot of experiences by yourself with your phone, like in face camera, or by
Mm-hmm.
placing AR object in your living room. But in the Cannes Lions, the Snap and Vogue project, it was like an exhibition, and it was something pretty interesting to address because the you have to be there. And
Exactly.
AR is a good way for brands to create activation like drive to stores or stuff like that. It's pretty interesting.
I think there are a lot of ways that AR can be implemented in life that are not even being talked about. Like, there are obviously, apart from fashion, you can always have an educational value, as you said, in the museum, all of that stuff. But I think there are also a lot of spheres that are not even touched and we are not even thinking about it. But AR is basically can be used whenever, wherever. You can do whatever with it. And it's like, it's very flexible. And that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, totally true.
And I was also like wondering about your team as a whole because I'm very like, people person. I really am interested in how you guys work. And you have such a big company and I know that you are growing very rapidly and it can lead to a lot of different opportunities, but also it's very risky to actually, to grow your team in multiple sizes and all of that. So could you tell us how you actually manage to work as a team and what are your key principles that all of you stick to?
Yeah, totally. Growth is challenging. It's like when
Very.
you're like that's the entrepreneurship work. So we have
Mm-hmm.
to and yeah, we are a very structured and organized company. We have designed a specific production pipeline, so involving a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different expertise. So you can find UX designers, motion designers, creative developers, gameplay programmers, 3D artists, animators, project manager, creative strategists, executive producer, and all that people working in the same project.
I'm like
So
overwhelmed right now, overwhelmed
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it's a real challenge to set everyone in the right direction and following the same rules to deliver quality in a short amount of time. And everything is about optimization. So
Mm-hmm.
staying agile and keeping creativity and innovation at the core of everything we do. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, curiosity is the key. We always
Mm-hmm.
try to let a window open to fresh ideas and nurture talent and give them the space to express themselves and innovate. But yeah, growth is very challenging.
I can imagine that because like honestly I'm still processing all of the information about how many people work on one project and then I remember that you do like 300 of it in a year. So
Yeah,
hold yourself because I think it's gonna be growing even more and even further. But
yeah.
but coming back to the market, because I was wondering for all of the creators, like, connecting the creators, your work, market, all of that stuff. I think it's a little bit hectic and maybe very hard for people who just started creating AR effects or something, or are in the market for a while but still did not have any branded deals or something like that. So I think for them it's maybe harder to actually start their business career, let's say, even in a private sphere, not even talking about the agency and all of that stuff. So do you have like any advices on how to collaborate with any corporate clients, any big brands, and how to actually like seal the first deal?
Yeah, I think first of all, so AR creators faces the same challenge as any other creators. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to get known, and for that, the network is key. So your professional network, your personal network, the social network as well, and it helps to grow your influence. And so first, it's important to understand your positioning and make
Mm-hmm.
it clear. Individual creators can approach clients by showcasing their work, which should portray like a signature, a unique style, and in that sense, you have to build like a strong AR portfolio. And this is
Mm-hmm.
something cool because it's an AR portfolio, so it's already different from another
Yeah,
creator.
definitely.
Yeah, and something that make the difference, it's very important. So in the same way, fashion and luxury brands have always collaborated with the artists, so AR creators
Mm-hmm.
can stand out from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They stick to what they want to express, and I feel it's a chance. So right now AR is already something that gonna differentiate a creators from another one. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so a good network, a strong AR portfolio, and don't be shy. Try to connect with the brand.
Yeah, I think it's the last thing is very important. Don't be shy because everyone are like, I think there is a little bit, of a thought that if you have even a cool portfolio and if you have everything like you need for being an amazing creator and actually sealing a lot of deals, a lot of people are still very modest about themselves and are kind of afraid of going out and actually, for example, asking whether some brand wants to have this or offering their products or something. So I think you have to be in the creator. You just have to go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, totally. And obviously, it's always challenging, and in all different professional fields, that's the same. So
Mhm.
so yeah.
And after sealing the deal, there's always a problem of handling the project and actually leading it to the end. So, is there any advice on how to communicate, for example, with these brands, or how to, best tips out from you?
Yeah, as AI is still pretty new in the marketing industry, the creators gonna spend a lot of time explaining how it works, and
Yes.
so what you can do with AI, what you can't, what you shouldn't do, and
Mm-hmm.
it's part of evangelize. So that's very important because when it's new, it's hard to sell sometimes. So yeah, and after that, so the deal is sealed, so that's okay. But you still have to explain how it works, and
Of course,
and
of course.
leading a production has its challenge as well. So from following the
Mhm.
timeline and to handling the feedbacks, revision, or technicalities, it's a very iterative approach.
Mhm.
I feel like it's essential to have a solid production system and a smooth communication with your client. So
Mhm.
yeah, don't hesitate to yeah communicate a lot because I feel like it's key in every project managing.
Mhm. Mhm. I was also like wondering that, as you said, like the most important thing is actually explain to the agency about what AR is or to the brand what AR is. But while explaining, do you think it's better to actually give the brand some ideas about the project that can be created, or for example, let them decide what they want to have?
No, I feel like it's a different approach, but the both are possible. We as a company we do like a lot of pitch idea
Mm-hmm.
and at the end you give your idea for free. It's part of the way you have to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And, so there is that. But for a client that has already approached AR, maybe the next time they are coming with a first idea, and you can work on top of it. And because at the end, AR creators are known because they are creators and they are creative, so there are lots of value to add to the
Mm-hmm.
solution. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel both way are possible.
You just have to find your way. And that's
Yeah,
the one that works for you the most.
yeah, exactly.
And I was also like wondering, because as you said, you are on the market for quite a while now, a couple of years has passed and all of that stuff. So obviously, as we've mentioned, the AR 5 years ago was one thing, and now AR is something else. And a couple of years apart from now, like it's gonna be totally different experience and all of that stuff. So in your opinion, like knowing it all, seeing it all, experiencing it all, how did the perception of AR, augmented reality, actually change in the market?
Yeah, it's changed enormously. Initially, people only saw AR as fun face effects, and but now AR is used for all kinds of narratives. But yeah, you can imagine like being it product centric with try-on experience, for example, the tutorials, the guide tour, or the portal to other worlds, and it's also increasingly appreciated in events to amplify physical experience through digital. And yeah, recently we did this project involved a big scale virtual element in the real world with Meccano, and
Okay.
and thanks to the landmarker technology, user can playfully relive the construction of Paris' most visited monument, the Eiffel Tower. So it's very impressive. Yeah, we start by faced experiences, and now you can just use the whole world as a screen. And this is very big for brands. So brands are starting to realize that AR isn't a new tech gadget, but a real way to increase their revenue. And if you're thinking about e-commerce, AR is going to become a standard in this industry very soon. So I think,
And
yeah.
And in your opinion, like I was wondering, what other spheres then, for example, because we talked a lot about fashion, but then you mentioned the Eiffel Tower, like, for example, what are other spheres of life that can be reinvented with AR, for example?
The industry is going to be impacted as long as you can consider that anything can be tracked by the camera, and now you can use it as a display. So the whole world is a new screen. You can invent pretty much whatever you want. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. As I mentioned, actually, like before, I think there are a lot of spheres that we're even not thinking about, but they're gonna be live because there is no other way. It's just gonna develop itself so rapidly. So we're gonna be just, hurrying it up, and that's it. And I know that you tend to say that we're the generation who is creating the augmented world. Like you just said as well, that the world is your new screen. So what do you mean by that phrase? Like, is the future going to be fully in AR? Are we going to convert ourselves to the metaverse? Are we going to continue mixing it all, knowing and remembering that the world is a whole screen? Like, what's your position on that?
Yeah, I feel it's yeah. So I truly think that we are the generation that's gonna create the augmented world, and it means that we have the chance to propose something different, and maybe create a different value to the world. So thanks to this technology, but um, I think to me there will be things we want to do in a fully immersive environment, such attending an event or playing a game in a metaverse, for example. But there will be more things we would like to do and experience in the real world.
Okay.
So we believe the next stage of technological evolution will be spatial computing, meaning any object in the real world or building a piece of furniture and artwork will become an interface. So that's something interesting to just think of it, and that's why AR is here to stay. AR will help us to connect and interact with the world around us in a new way. So we won't be confined to our phone or smartwatches anymore. So only to be augmented. So I feel we will augment potentially everything around us. So that's why we are part of this generation. We can do that. And obviously, we have to do it in the good way, not the wrong way. But yeah, it's possible.
But it's still cool that, our generation actually wants to do it, that we're so keen about creating something, let's say, that wasn't even invented before. And now we're kind of reinvented all of the stuff that are available, accessible in the real world, just in the digital, not to replace something, but actually to have an additional value in our real life. And that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. For us, I feel like this is the opportunity that we have. So we are part of this generation, and we can create new rules. And so yeah, it's
And I think it's also like kind of a little bit of ecological approach. Like, it's about recycle, reuse, restore, all of that stuff. And I know that you were very about it, and you were telling about this to a lot of the people. And it's one of your brand campaigns. So how, in your opinion, not giving up on something old, actually, because reusing is all about that, can impact a better future in AR? Because it's kind of two separate things, connecting the old and the future.
yeah, it is, but yeah, I feel like AR is about the real world, because without the real world, you can't call that augmented reality. It's gonna be just a reality, or it's virtual reality.
Yeah.
So augmented reality, it's made from the whole. The old exists, so we have to take that in consideration. And obviously, this creative process is related to the ecological context. Obviously, we are living in a strange world right now. So we are talking about how to be more responsible, sustainable, and we want to apply that same principle to the digital design world. And what is a responsible digital designer? So it's quite complex question to address, and so more than ever, the concept of old has to be rethought and redefined. Always wanting to create something new isn't anymore.
It's in the way.
Yeah, it's in a way. So I think we have. If you consider the old, you have to consider the new. What is the good definition of the good new, not the bad new? So you have to, and to me, it's creating something meaningful.
I totally agree, because you were talking and I was thinking about connecting the old. Like, for example, it would be an amazing case to see all of the buildings that were, for example, injured by war or time or something like that, that are not just revealed now in the real life, but, for example, with the help of augmented reality, you can see how they actually looked like thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, and see how it was back then. And it's like so amazing, because it just opens window to a whole new level of everything.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I can feel that, and as creators, we understand that it is often in the old first ideas that lies the essence of what you are trying to do next. So creativity never stems from nothing. It's always based on things that inspired you. So yeah. And I love the image of the Lego bricks. That we have that on our website. So it's especially the Lego kit with the one you can create 3 awesome creation, and but based on the same bricks kit. So it describes very well the atomic design methodology. Which is not ours. We have the same name, but the atomic digital methodology was something created before us, and it's really inspiring that to consider something old, but with that you can create something new and have in between it's the creative process. So you have to just giving up on the old. You have to base your creation on it. So it's pretty interesting, and I feel like AR is a technology that totally understand that. Yeah, even if it's a new tech, it's something that it is connected to the reality.
It still had a beginning somewhere. Somewhere in time before. I totally get it. And I have also one last question, not to burden you with all of the knowledge, because I learned a lot about you guys during this interview, but I was actually wondering, because Lenslist is all about community, obviously, but we're also always, I am just not concerned, but I'm also thinking about how does the community impact your guys' work as an agency? Because all of you are not just individuals, but you are a whole team, a whole huge team. So does it have any impact at all? Or maybe it influences just the concept and projects, but not the market? How does it work from your perspective?
So first, what's Lenslist, what you have created is tremendous. It's like
Thank you.
pretty huge, and thanks for that. Our community is driving the trends and the standards, and so creators influence and inspire other creators. This is at the core of creativity. So it works in the other way around, meaning that to create a great community, we got to contribute to it as well, and we want to inspire other creators. So we even designed our gallery that is in beta on our website. So it's showcased. It is showcasing our latest project, but every project, not especially the triple A, the big project. You can find lots of different way to address AR, and yeah, I feel like we are really happy to find, like, in Lenslist, like a pool of creativity and being able to gather in one point all the AR community. It's really awesome. So thanks a lot for what you are building.
Well, without you, it obviously wouldn't be possible. But it's actually very important for us to know that for you guys as an agency, as I've said, it's also important to be a part of this community, because, you know, it's all about not just about the trends, but about the quality of the works that are being made, and about, as you said, also inspiring others and seeing what's happening. So, you know, it's also important for you. It's wonderful to hear that.
Yeah, it is totally, and that's why I'm really happy to have this time right now to just talk about what we do, because if we can help new AR creator to enter in this space, because they feel like, okay, it's possible to build a company and maybe create like a bigger project in teams and organize like a studio and stuff like that. We want to inspire the community, so in this way as well. So.
It's so wild to me, because, like, with all of the people I talk here, with all the agencies I talk, everyone has the same main idea about the community, that all of us are so open. Like, you guys, you want to inspire, you actually want for people to learn new things, to learn AR, to go into this sphere, and there is no hostile just competition. Everyone are so welcoming to this sphere, and it's I think the most, like, the key part of what's happening here, because of how open everyone are to each other and how kind everyone are to each other. This is why this market actually is growing so rapidly, because everyone just wants to, you know, to learn something new, to help someone, to experience it all.
Yeah, totally. And I feel it's very important, because at the end we are like huge aficionados of AR. So and so we share the same passion. And even if maybe in some case we are competitors, it's part of the game. So that's how the world is. So
Of course.
But in the end, it's very important to just give back to the community, because it's for the better good. We're gonna grow together, and at the end, AR is gonna be way bigger than
anyone thinks right now.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And on that amazing note, I would like to thank you, Gabriel, very, very much for this amazing interview. I think it was amazing. Thank you, everyone who watched, who listened to us talking. Thank you very much. Amazing episode. Thank you.
Thanks, Jana, and my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who's watching, and bye. See you in the next